What's up, everybody? I'm B True, and today I got a gameplay for you of Swain top. Now, I wanted to get this gameplay out fast because Swain just recently got a buff in the last patch 6.10, and he's actually already scheduled to get a nerf in the next patch because they realized that they gave his healing on his ultimate just a little bit too much. So yeah, Swain is very, very OP right now. He has the highest win rate top, so you want to use this pick while you can for the next week and a half that you have before the nerf comes, because the nerf is tentatively scheduled to reduce his healing by a decent amount. So you're going to want to get this pick in as much as possible. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to give you my thoughts as I'm playing this, what you want to do, what you want to focus on, and how you can win your game. So anyway, here, this is my actual first game with Swain. I did this in normal because, let me pause this real quick. So I did this in normal because obviously you don't want to take a champion into rank that you don't know how to play. So I absolutely recommend playing a few games on him in normal before you take him into ranked, because taking a champion into ranked that you've only played one or two times is a very bad idea, no matter how OP they are. So anyway, here we go. So now, let's see, let me get here. Okay, so I took Deathfire Touch as my mastery. The only other mastery that I would say that you would probably want to recommend or take is the, what is it, Strength of the Ages, the mastery that gives you health. So for Swain, there are two ways to build him. There's two ways that people are building him. And top, I would recommend my build. So my build is full tank. So Rod of the Ages is very, very key. It's extremely important on Swain because it gives you mana back when you take damage, and it gives you health when you spend mana. So putting your ult on gives you even more increased healing, and then taking damage gives you more mana. So like they coincide, they synergize really, really well. So you need a Rod of Ages. That's non-negotiable. But any other than that, I use a Spirit Visage for the increased healing. Obviously very, very important as well. And then I go Frozen Heart, and then sort of situational, right? So Frozen Heart gives you cooldown reduction, it gives you a bunch of armor, it gives you the slow, the attack speed slow, and then it also gives you the mana, which is very important. So basically, I go for the Deathfire Touch because Swain doesn't have a ton of damage if you don't build him AP, which is how that's how some people are building him. They go with like Zhonya's with like a Rylai. So they go for like this like half tank, half AP build, and I don't recommend that. His AP scaling on his ultimate isn't very good. So for me, the tankier that I am, the better, because then my ultimate can heal me longer because I'm able to survive longer. You're not doing as much damage. But in this case, I want, because I've got plenty of damage on my team, so I want to go full tank and try and be as annoying as possible for the enemy team and survive for as long as possible to let my Rengar and my Draven do as much damage as they can. And I would recommend going full AP, or in full tank, sorry, but you can play him however you want. But anyway, yeah, so go with the Deathfire to give me a little bit more lane presence, just so that I can, because like I said, Swain doesn't have a ton of damage, so Deathfire is just to keep me, ahead in the lane, because that way I can get a kill if I can force my opponent down, because Swain doesn't really have any burst. So I want to just slowly whittle him down until I'm able to go all in on him. So here, his new Q, you place in a zone like that, and it prioritizes champions. So something you want to do is you want to try and get your E onto the opponent since they take increased damage from you, and then the Q prioritizes units with that have your torment on them. So you want to try and go E, put the Q down a little bit behind them, so that, here, let me wait till he goes into and in this matchup, you want to try and use it whenever they go in for CS. So when he goes in to get CS, you want to try and put the Q down. So he has to choose between either taking a bunch of free damage and getting the CS, or backing up and losing the CS, right? So that's something you want to make them do. You're going to make them choose between. So right here, right? So he goes in to get this CS, so I put down my Q, right? Now you want to try and put the Q down behind, like just a little bit behind them. So if they want to run away from you, they have to run through the queue and take a bunch of damage from them. But this is basically how you deny your lane opponent right here, right? Every time that they have to go in for CS, you make them have to pay for it in health. But yeah, so the basic, and the Q also slows, so your basic combo you want to do is you want to go put the E onto them, put the Q down to slow them, and then try and trap them with your W. So then they'd be taking increased damage, they'd get rooted, and they'd stay in your Q taking a bunch of damage. And that is, that's basically the kind of combo that you want to get off there. Okay, so right now, so I've got a slight CS lead. See, I wasn't used to farming with Swain yet, so my CS wasn't too good in this matchup. But right here, so this is something. Let me back up so you don't have that sound. What I'm about to do is something you do not want to do. This is why you have to play a champion in normal first, right? So right here, I underestimated Swain's ability to do damage early on. Swain is not somebody that you want to try and use to go all in with pre-level 6. And right here, I pay for it by dying. So I try and go in, and so I miss some of my combos. He's out of my queue. I have no way of healing, and so I die because of it, right? Now, was it close? Yes, but does that matter? No, it doesn't. So that's a mistake. That's a mistake from not knowing the champion, right? So when you don't know the champion, you're going to make mistakes like that. You don't know what you can and can't get away with. So, like I said, that's why you want to play him in normal, get a feel for him first. And pre-6, you do not want to go all in like that. You want to use your Q to poke, stay at a safe distance, and just whittle them down slowly with your Deathfire Touch until it's safe to go in. Okay, so right here, I use Teleport in order to get back to lane because Gnar was low, so I didn't want to let Gnar push that wave into my tower because of how low he was, so I wanted to force him to back off, miss this CS, and once he backs, he's then going to have to teleport back into lane if he wants to get this. So not only am I forcing him back and hopefully to lose some of this CS, but I'm also forcing him to use his teleport to get back into lane. Okay, so right here, so I saw that Rengar, Kindred came in to get her mark, so Rengar was going after her, and I wanted to try and cut her off, Kindred, to keep her from getting away. Now, luckily, so Rengar got the kill by himself, so yeah, I wasn't needed, but yeah. Now, Gnar did not use his teleport to get back into lane, which means that wave that you saw, he just lost. This is now a new wave, which he's also about to lose because he didn't use teleport. Why he didn't use teleport, I don't know. But that was a bad mistake on his part. Right, so he just lost a lot of CS by doing that. So now Gnar's back in lane. Now I'm still not level 6 yet, so like I said, I want to just play this safe, make him pay whenever he goes in for farm, just like that, right? So right there, so he went in there to get his Q and to get that farm right there, so he had to sit in the zone, take a bunch of damage, and because he was trying to get out of it, he missed the cannon right there. Now, once again, I'm being pretty dumb right here, right? So I'm pretty sure I die again. So once again, what did I just say? I want to stay safe and not make mistakes like that. So I die yet again because I'm not level 6. You want to be as passive as possible until you get level 6 with Swain, right? Until you get a few items, until you get level 6. So once again, Gnar backed off, and I'm going to try and push this wave out in order to get him to use his teleport. But yes, that's 2 mistakes now that I made because I just don't know the champion well enough yet. I can't stress enough how important it is to use a champion in normal a few times until you actually get used to what they're able to do and what they're capable of. So now I'm finally level 6, right? Now I'm ready to actually start doing some work here. So Catalyst of the Ages, so this gives you a little bit of the Rod of the Ages passive where 15% of your damage taken gets turned into mana, and then 20% of your mana spent gets turned into health. right? So as you have your ult on, you're spending mana, which means you're healing more. And if you're taking damage, you're getting that mana back, right? So right now, I feel a little bit more confident now that I have my ultimate. I get him to engage, right? He's behind me. So now I turn the ult on, right? Now the healing from this ult, I don't know if you can see it. Here, let me move this a little bit so you can see a little bit better, right? Now just watch my health during this process, right? So without this healing in a 1v1, he would kill me right here. Okay, so he's behind me, right? I get him to commit. He's used his jump. The only way he's getting out now is if he flashes. So watch my health, right? Take a chunk, heal back up. Take a chunk, heal back up. Now this is a lot closer than I would want it to be, but look at this right here. Right when he stuns and ults, right? If it wasn't for my healing, I would be dead. So he is a Hex Drinker, which saved him right there, right? So, okay, so I just got a little bit of healing back. I'm up to 207. So he hits me down to 155. Down to 24. Back up to 200, just like that. Now, this is very important, right? So I'm low. You don't normally want to stay in this situation with how low you are after fighting that out. However, you can see Kindred is bot. Kindred is bot trying to get Draven because Draven's about to die. Rengar's down there. So you know where Kindred is. You know that Alistair and Vayne just died. And you can see Ahri right here. And you've got 17 seconds on Gnar. We don't know if he's used his teleport or not, but we haven't seen him use his teleport. So for all we know, he still has teleport. But we've got 17 seconds from that point where we know that we don't have to worry about anybody coming up here. So what are we going to do? We're going to push this wave, kill this wave out, get this wave into the turret, make Gnar use his teleport. Does he use it? Oh, I guess he doesn't use it. So once again, Gnar's losing all of this experience, this gold, all of this because he's not using his teleport. I don't know why he's not using his teleport. Maybe he's been saving it to try and make some awesome bot lane play, but just look at all the CS that he's missing because of that. Alright, so now we finally got our first kill. We've got a level advantage. Okay, so he just hit level 7. We've got a little bit of a CS advantage, but now it's time to try and push the advantage a little bit. So we showed him that we can kill him. We showed him that we can handle his mega form as well. So you don't want to hard engage Gnar. That's not the best way to go about it. So right here, I'm just going to use my Q to farm and then use my ult to kind of wave clear and heal up a little bit, right? So let's speed this up a little bit. Okay, so once again, try and make him pay for every CS that he goes in to get. Now you can see I don't do a ton of damage. And that's okay, because we're going for full tank Swain. Now, I don't like missing any CS. That's why I use my Q there just to get that one caster minion. But now, luckily, my team is actually doing pretty well. Now, the enemy Vayne has 2 kills. You don't ever want to give Vayne 2 kills. But we've got a 6-0 Rengar. So my team is doing good, which means going full tank is definitely the way that we want to go. Because I don't have to hard carry this game anymore. I know that Rengar is going to have a ton of damage. So my goal at this point is just to become impossible to kill. And you can see the amount of healing that I get from my ult, even off of minions, and the amount of healing off of minions is severely reduced. Now right here, I was able to, hold on, so I'm able to provoke Gnar to come into my minion wave. Now he doesn't have any defensive, he doesn't have any armor, right? He's got no defensive stats other than a little bit of magic resist from his Hex Drinker. So he's going damage right now. So these minions are going to hurt him actually a lot, right? So I get him to come, so I cut him off. I get him to come into my minion wave, and look, right? So he's got these minions attacking him right here, and look at his health. So he has to flash. So we got his flash, we were able to get him to turn into Mega Gnar, and then I can use these minions right here to heal up. All right, so now I want to try and keep him out of this minion wave right here. That's why I put my Q down right there. And okay, so Kindred just marked me. I'm low. I've got no vision on this river. If Kindred wouldn't have marked me, I probably would have died here. But so as soon as she marks me, I get out of there because I know that Kindred is going to be right around here, and there she is. It is, whatever you want to call it. So at this point, just get out. There is no point being anywhere near out in this area right now. So stay safe a little bit. Make Kindred waste time if they're going to stay there. Ward it. Let him push. Let Gnar push into my tower. Use my ult to wave clear here because I don't want to lose anything to the tower. So right now, I've finally got a little bit of a CS lead on Gnar, right? I'm able to bully him out of lane a little bit. Now he's back up to full health, right? And I'm down to half health, so okay. Now look at okay. So let me go back a little bit. All right, so like I said, he's at full health. I'm at about half health, right? So he jumps in. So we know he has no jump. We know he has no flash, right? So Rengar is coming up the river, okay? So I'm trying to keep him here with the idea that he can kill me, right? Making him think that he can kill me. So he gets his ult off. He gets the stun off. But look at, I'm able to out-heal all the damage that he's doing, right? And because of that, so I was able to keep him in lane. I was able to out-heal all of his damage. And then Rengar comes in and gets the kill. So now, once again, Gnar's dead for, a couple seconds. So we're going to get this hits on the tower. And we're going to try and get as many waves into here as possible. So we finally get Gnar to burn his flash. Alright, so now we're just going to back. Finally got a Rod of Ages. I teleport in so I don't miss any of the CS because Gnar's pushing in. That's fine. I'm not a big teleport bot lane and make plays kind of person because when you do that, a lot of the times you give up a ton of damage on your tower. You lose CS. You don't always get the kill. So I like to use my teleport just to get back in lane and make sure that I continue to get more CS. Okay, so just increasing the lead, try and keep it as near perfect CS as possible. Okay, so right here, I'm pretty confident, especially now that I got my Rod of Ages. So I know that I can heal a ton of damage. And look, I did almost all of his health while only losing about half of what I had at the time. And now, because of how low he is, I'm able to just sit here. Let's ward that. I'm able to sit here and poke him down. Now, okay, so right here, I don't have my ult on. I actually got very lucky because he got that ult off before I got my ult on. And so as soon as I got my ult on, I started healing. And at this point, so I popped my ghost so I could get out of there because that was not a good situation. I got very lucky that he didn't burst me right there. Okay, so then heal up a little bit. And look at that. Just off of minions, which you have severely reduced healing off of minions, I got about half of my health back. So at this point, I'm confident that I can out-heal him in the tower, which I could. So I tower dive and get the kill. So now I want to push into tower, take the tower, and then continue to push. Because I know that Gnar doesn't have his teleport. So push that wave in, get the wave into the tower. Now it's time to back. Okay, so I'm working on my Frozen Heart now for Gnar. Looking back on it now, I might have wanted to go with the Spirit Visage first. However, I was more worried about Kindred, Vayne, and Gnar's mostly attack damage based damage. So, but in the future you may, I'm pretty sure Spirit Visage just because of the extra healing, but I'm okay with this with the decision that I made here, right? So I tried to put down a root zone to keep Talia from getting killed. However, I wasn't able to stop her. So now all I'm trying to do here is just protect this tower, right? All I want to do is protect this tower. And I know that I can out-heal a lot of their damage, especially the more champions that are around me, the more healing I'm going to get. So I'm able to out-heal their damage. So I just stand in the minion wave, let them attack me, get all the health, use my ult, and I put the Q down for when, if they want to come in. So let's go back a little bit, and okay. So I put the Q down, right, to try and help with the minion wave. So now they're coming in. I use my ult to wave clear, put the Q down, so if they're going to attack me, they have to stand in it, which Vayne is. And look at all that damage. So that, my Q just killed Vayne from her trying to go in on me, and I haven't even lost, I lost a little bit over 1/10 of my health, right? Blitz gets the pull on Gnar, and there's nothing more that we're going to get here. However, I was able to completely defend the turret and get a kill out of it, and we're going to be able to get this turret right here. Alright, so right there, not only do we get the turret, but we also get the kill, because I put my Q down, leave my ult on, focus the turret to get the turret, because you want to obviously want to kill the turret first, and then the Q damage puts Kindred low enough, and then Blitz steals the kill right there. So, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. We got a mid turret. We were able to force them off of our turret and get 2 kills in the process. Okay, so right here, just trying to do as much damage to the tower as possible. And you want to get out because Ahri does a lot of true damage. Okay, so right here, I'm asking for Rift Herald because with Rift Herald, I can do even better here. Right, so now I've got the Rift Herald buff. I've got damage reduction when I'm by myself, which is amazing on Swain. Especially with his healing and everything. So right here, Kindred goes in. Right? So I turn my ult on. I'm getting healing off the Gromp and from Kindred. Rengar comes in. We get the kill on Kindred. So now we've got a big minion wave right here. We've got Draven and Rengar. So we're gonna just take this turret now since we're already over here. Okay, so we've got a pretty good lead now. We've got 7 kills, we've got 10,000 gold, we've got all of our towers, and we've got lanes pushed into them, and we got a lot of kill pressure. So we're doing really good right now. So at this point, all you really want to do is you just want to keep the pressure up, right? Keep all these waves pushed into their tower so they don't have any options. As soon as waves start pushing back into your tower, the map opens up, and all of a sudden they have options. But right now, the only thing they can do is defend. They have to keep running back and forth between towers, trying to, and oh my god, that was amazing. But they got to keep running back and forth trying to defend their tower so we don't just split push them to death, right? So right here, they're defending this tower from Talia, right? Because they had waves pushed in. Meanwhile, we are over here taking this tower. So what do they have to do? They've got to run over here now and defend this tower. So we've got vision on this right here, okay? So Ahri comes over to try and defend this tower. At this point, you kind of got to let it go. There's nothing Ahri can do by herself. But she comes in and tries to save this. Walks right into my roots. And just gets obliterated by Draven right there, right? So Rengar gets the tower. And now we're going to take this in him. Because there's nothing that Kindred can do. Kindred is 4 levels below me, right? 4 whole levels below me. There's no way that she's going to be able to kill me. So I'm just here trying to help out Draven. Trying to be as annoying as possible. Just walk right into the middle of them with my ult on. Get the kill on Kindred. Sand in the inhibitor turret. I mean, I really don't even care at this point because I'm starting to get to the point where I'm unkillable. How much gold do I have at this point? I got 3,000 gold, right? So we get the inhibitor, so now I'm going to back. Let's speed this up. I get my Frozen Heart. I'm 1 piece away from my Spirit Visage. So now they're all top. they're either top or mid, so I'm like, all right, let's get this dragon here, because in this case right here, the Earth Dragon is very, very beneficial to us since we've got all of our lanes, or we had all our lanes pushed into their towers. So this is going to give us more objective damage, so we're going to be able to take their inhibitors and their turrets even faster. So at this point, we've got Rengar and Draven doing a ton of damage, right? So like I said, my only goal is to be as annoying as possible. And when you're Swain, you can just walk right into the enemy team, like right into the center of their team with your ult on, because the more champions you're hitting with your ult, the more you're healing. And if you can get the entire enemy team to focus you, to waste all their damage on you, then you're going to win every team fight, because that's exactly what you want them to do. You want them to focus you while you're sitting there healing. And right here, Vayne face checks a bush and dies, right? So I try and save Draven here. Oh, maybe I did, actually. No, I don't think I did. Oh, hey, look at that. I did. So I did actually save Draven there. So they started focusing on Draven, which is probably the better move, but they just didn't have enough damage there, and I'm able to just sit there and hit them for free. But anyway, so our team's coming in, pushing in this up here. Me and Draven are pushing in bot lane. And the one thing you want to watch out for with Swain is you want to pay attention to what items the enemy is buying, right? So if the enemy buys Grievous Wounds, so in this case, Morellonomicon here, or Mortal Reminder on their AD or anybody who does attack damage, right? So you want to pay attention to if they have Grievous Wounds, because if they do, you want to be a little bit more careful with what fights you pick in, especially if the enemy AD carry gets the Mortal Reminder, because it reduces your healing by 45%, which is a good amount. It's basically half, right? So it's reducing your healing by half. So here, let's let this team fight play out here, right? So like I said, I'm just gonna walk right into them with my ult on. I don't even care. Now, unfortunately here, I'm actually basically out of mana, so I need to kind of get out of here, because if I don't have my ult on, I am nowhere near as effective. So I trap Kindred. Draven keeps doing Draven things. Yeah, so let me finish what I was saying. So with the Mortal Reminder, if the enemy AD gets the Mortal Reminder, it reduces your healing by 45%, which is very, very, very big. And you need to be a lot more careful once they get that. That's the reason why Swain has like a top 5 win rate in games. I think it's under 35 minutes, right? So right around the 35-minute mark is when the enemy AD carry normally gets close to a full build if they've been doing anything in the game whatsoever. And once the enemy AD carry gets a full build, one, they're going to have Mortal Reminder, so they're going to be reducing your healing, and they're going to be doing a ton of damage. They're going to be able to burst you down really quickly. So with Swain, you're this unkillable tanky champion for the majority of the game until you hit the late game when the enemy AD carry has a Mortal Reminder and just does a ton of damage, right? If they don't build a Mortal Reminder, they're stupid, and obviously you're going to demolish the enemy team. But you want to try and push your advantage as fast as possible with Swain, because as soon as you get 2 or 3 items, you're an unkillable Hulk. And as soon as the enemy AD carry gets their 4th or 5th item, then basically they're going to be healing more than you're able to do damage to them, and they're going to be reducing your healing and killing you really quickly. So push your advantage with Swain. As soon as you become unkillable, make sure you assert that dominance, right? Right here, the only person who has any kind of Grievous Wounds is Ahri, so she's the only person that I really need to be careful of. Okay, so we've got them on the run now, right? We've got 2 inhibitors. I just got my Spirit Visage, so I am even crazier tanky now. Okay, so at this point, little skirmishes are going on. and we've only got one lane to push, right? So our options at this point right here are push down mid and take this while they're defending these super waves coming in, or what I was picking was to take Baron. Now this would be a perfect opportunity to take Baron and end the game, right? However, my team didn't want to do that first because I don't know why, but low elo decisions, right? So that if you want to finish this game out right now, and that was a really nice ult by Talia right there to pick off Vayne and kill her. But see, I'm pinging Baron right now because I know if we take Baron, this game is over immediately, right? We push down mid. There's nothing they can do to stop us. We've got super waves coming in from the top and the bottom. They either sit back and defend the super waves and we take mid for free, or they try and defend mid. And with the Baron buff, we're still probably going to take it, and the super minions are going to be pushed in and taking down their inhibitor turrets. But my team didn't want to help with Baron. They didn't want to go do it. So in this case, I'm just going to run in here and try and distract as much as possible and keep them occupied here so we can take mid, we can let these minions push in, and we can win. All right, so right here, at this point, I'm really tanky, and my healing is just insane. So all I'm trying to do here is just clear these minions to get our super minions into the turrets. Okay, so we got now they have no more inhibitor turrets. We're gonna take their mid inhib because there's nothing they can really do to stop us at this point. See, I'm not even worried about them. I just want to get that inhibitor. Okay, so now I run in, be a nuisance. I'm out of mana. So now I'm going to take this top inhibitor right here. And once all three inhibitors are down, the game is basically over. Especially when we have a 16,000 gold lead. So Blitz gets the pick. We get the kill on Alistar. They have 2 teammates down at this point. I catch Kindred, but I'm out of mana, so there's nothing I can really do about it. So I just want to take this. Okay. So now all 3 inhibitors are down. Now, at this point, there is absolutely only 2 decisions. Baron or just push to the end. So I go back here and I'm asking, hey, can we go do Baron now? Like, are we going to go do Baron? And then I realized that, so we just got that turret, and this turret was about to fall, so I was like, all right, screw it. We're going to finish right now. So once the turrets go down, it's just a matter of time. We push the lane in. There's nothing they can do about it. And Draven gets another kill, and that's going to be game. Right, so now if you remember back in the beginning of the game, right? Who had all of our kills? It was Rengar he was what, 6-0, and Draven was like 1-2. Okay? So what you want to do with this build, and the way that I choose to play Swain, is I choose to do next to no damage. I don't really care about damage at all. I care about, with Swain, being as unkillable as possible. Especially in low elo, when people have a hard time focusing who they're supposed to focus, and in team fights, like, it's pretty much just chaos. I want to be as distractive as possible and be the person who's able to just run straight into the center of the enemy team, get them to waste all their abilities on me, and then let my team clean up. So in the early game, Rengar showed that he was able to make good decisions and get kills, right? Okay, that's good. And then me being a crazy tank that nobody could kill freed up Draven to the point where Draven was able to pretty much get all these free shots off on the enemy team, because the enemy team is trying to focus Rengar and me. And because they're trying to focus me and they can do no damage to me because I can out-heal all of them, I was able to free up Draven to the point where Draven then it goes from 1-2 to finishing 13-4, right? So this build and the way that I play Swain is to be as annoying and tanky as possible and hope that your teammates are able to follow up with it. And at least they have to be somewhat competent, right? If you can get the enemy team to focus you completely and you don't get blown up immediately, you get them to use all their abilities on you and like focus on you so that everybody on your team who does do damage is free to just get off all of their spells and attacks, you're probably going to win. With this build, you are focused on getting the enemy to only focus you. And if they don't focus you, you just run right in, run to their back line, and keep their back line from attacking anybody on your team except for you, right? That's your goal with this build. So yeah, Swain is really, really, really OP right now, and you're gonna want to use him before his ult gets nerfed and the healing gets reduced. So try and use him as much as possible while you have the chance. And yeah, abuse him right now. Abuse him as much as possible to climb. Go full tank. I would recommend this build right here. Pretty sure I was going for Azonia's after this, which Azonia's is very good. It's going to give you a lot of armor, and it's going to give you some AP, and then especially the active. So if you start dying in a team fight, you can hit that active, survive a little bit longer, hopefully come back up, continue your ult and all that good stuff. Maybe even a Guardian Angel to finish it off, just so you're just as unkillable as possible. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I bought Swain, and I tried to get this out as fast as possible so that you guys can see how OP he is right now after my top 5 champion or top 5 top laner video after I listed him as my number 1, and I absolutely believe he is actually number 1 right now as far as overall win rate and power. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button down below. Please leave a comment to let me know what you thought about this gameplay, what you think about Swain, or what you think about this series in general. I get a lot of positive comments telling me that they enjoy this style of video, they enjoy my information and just everything that I'm doing. So I really appreciate that a lot. Please continue. If you like what I'm doing, please continue to tell me, because it does actually mean the world to me. I appreciate that so much. And if you guys are still watching to this point, thank you for having my back. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, although if you're still watching to this point, you probably have subscribed. But anyway, if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. Appreciate all of you guys. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, well, I guess I'll just end the video here. So, everybody, peace.